Hunger works in intervals, and it might not be what you think. You certainly can eat high-calorie foods while trying to lose weight. It f***s up your brain because it gives you the most dopamine, which is the happy hormone. So you're eating it and you're proper happy. You're all happy. They are fat because they deserve it. Right, welcome to a video dedicated to
chubby
people. Now, as funny as it may sound, I know it's a very sensitive topic, so rather than emotionally trying to argue with anything I say, try to actually understand what I'm trying to tell you. Now, many people say there are a lot of healthy, fat people. It's just their hormones, they can't control it. Like, bruh, what percent of obese people actually live a healthy lifestyle? Maybe like 2%. And also, it's being obese first that causes bad hormonal health, not the opposite way. I know there are a few exceptions, but I'm talking about the majority of fat people, not the few, not the 2%. They are fat because they deserve it. Let's say if you can't even control what you put in your mouth, then why would I even listen to you? Most probably you can't even control what you say. Eating too much food can become a very dangerous addiction, just like smoking or alcohol. The truth hurts, bro, but if you're over 18 with a working brain, then I don't think that there is an excuse for you to have such low self-control. Now, I am aware of that. Some people eat bad because they developed unhealthy eating habits from their family home. And that's basically why I said if you're over 18. Because now it's time to finally decide for yourself. Well, even if you're not over 18, that doesn't mean still that you can't prepare your own food or ask your parents to make you a bit healthier food. The only problem, the only thing that you're lacking is education. That's why I've made this video. I guess you're in the right place. This video goes out to all of my chubby homies out there. Let's teach you some valuable advice, some valuable knowledge, right? Now, first thing first, right? What you actually have to know, the first thing that you have to know is that all calories are not the same. Here on the internet, there is this weird kind of education about calories in and calories out. What I mean by that is basically calories in is the calories that you consume, and the calories out are the calories that you burn during your day-to-day activities or exercise. Now, what I mean by all calories are not the same. Imagine you would have a choice between eating a donut with ice cream that is 500 calories or eating a full plate of food. There is meat, there is some potatoes, vegetables, all of the good stuff, and it is also 500 calories. Now for me the choice is obvious. The first meal is full of added sugars and chemically processed ingredients. It was made to be tasty and addictive, not nutritious. It will not leave you satisfied because guess what? After an hour you are already hungry. Now the science behind this is when you eat this type of stuff, this type of food, one of your hormones in your body, your insulin, spikes very heavily, which then results in even more hunger afterwards. You've just eaten this donut and ice cream, but you are still hungry. Well, you ate, but you didn't deliver any real nutrients to your body. So it says, I demand more. It's easily the most addictive food you can eat because of the sugars that it contains, those added sugars. It fucks up your brain because it gives you the most dopamine, which is the happy hormone. So you're eating it and you're proper happy, you're all happy. But what happens when you stop eating it, when you've already finished? You're still hungry and now you've just ate a very bad meal. So sooner or later, meal after meal, if you will eat like this, you will become a fat stinky loser. Let's be serious. Now the other meal, man, give me that shit. Nutrient dense, filling, packed with fuel that will give me the energy to flex up in front of my mirror. It has the proteins, the carbs and the fats. It's perfect. Now I'm saying, now see why I'm not fat. I am in good shape. It's simple. It's hard, but it is simple. It's not hard to think of a better food choice, but it is hard to choose the better food. You get me? Okay, moving on. The second thing, caloric deficit, maintenance, and caloric surplus. So bulk. Those three terms play a huge role in your looks and in your overall health. It's because those three terms control your weight, mostly your body fat. So a caloric deficit is a caloric deficit. You eat less calories than you burn. For most people it's at around 2000, maybe a bit more than 2000 calories a day. Maintenance is eating the same amount of calories every day to maintain your weight, to not go down or up on the scale. And lastly, caloric surplus. It means eating more than you can burn during the day, which then results in you having higher weight over time, in you gaining weight. So those words determine your calorie intake, right? But now you might ask, how do I know how much do I need to eat to achieve my goals of losing weight or of building more muscle and gaining mass? Now online there is many calorie calculators, but I personally use an app called Fitatu. Many people also use MyFitnessPal. Those apps have built-in calorie calculators, so you basically tell them how much you weigh, how tall you are, you know, all of those things about you, and they give you the information of how much calories you need to eat to achieve your goal. And they can also calculate how long it will take you for you to achieve it. So if you actually want to be serious about gaining or losing weight, you will need to weigh your food. Every calorie that you consume, you will need to put into this app and know how much there is left for you to eat. And try to do this every single day. Okay, now listen, if you're a bit overweight, if you weigh more than you should, then a caloric deficit of around 200 or maybe 300 would suit you the best. So you don't need to necessarily cut your calories for like 900 calories a day, let's say. It's just too much and it will fatigue you both mentally and physically, and it is best paired with daily exercise, of course. We will talk about exercise later. So one more time, if you eat too much, just keep yourself below your maintenance every day and you should lose weight. Just make sure that you're actually eating less than you would be eating during your maintenance. So below your maintenance. Now, for you, there is a very great hack that I personally used. I don't really know why, because I'm trying to actually gain weight. But if you want to lose weight, there is a very great hack and it's called fasting. Now you can look this up, it's actually very popular amongst the fitness industry. Fasting is basically not eating anything besides drinking water for a certain period of time. So for example, not eating for the first 4 hours upon waking up. That's what I used to do. I was waking up at around 6 a.m. and did not eat up until 10 or even 11 a.m. Now listen carefully, bro. Hunger works in intervals and it might not be what you think. Your body is used to eating at certain times. If you normally eat at 4 p.m. then you will get hungry at 4 p.m. If you decide to skip the meal, then you will be hungry at around 4 p.m. and maybe 1 to 2 hours after that also. But what happens if you just wait a bit longer? Then you are not hungry anymore. The hunger will ease off and return to baseline. You will not be hungry and it will return back as soon as it's the next time to eat. Your body likes patterns, so a consistent routine of eating at the same time every day works best. It just works the best. Even if your body gets used to eating only 1 meal a day, then you will only be hungry at this certain time. But it's a bit too extreme, don't do that. See, that results in you not being hungry all day, which is a great benefit. That's what you want, right? Also, fasting has a lot of different health benefits. Here they are. And don't be afraid of skipping breakfast, because breakfast is not your most important meal of the day. Literally, even look at what people usually eat for breakfast. It's pretty much the most unhealthiest meal of the day. And it is your first meal. Breakfast is a scam, don't eat breakfast. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to gain weight, then eat breakfast. I think that's all for fasting. For the next point number 4. 4? I guess 4. Now you might ask, what type of food do I actually eat to lose weight? Now it's very simple, just choose less caloric, more filling stuff. And usually it's food that has a lot of protein in it, because protein is the least caloric dense nutrient of them all. So now decide which snack is better. Nuts or orange? Of course, nuts are high in calories, so the orange is your better choice. If you have a choice between eating some processed or fatty meat or eating some lean meat like turkey or chicken, Of course, choose the turkey or the chicken, the lean meats, because they have more protein and less fat, which will leave you more saturated, less hungry, and will deliver better nutrients to your body. And also is just lower in calories. That's what we're looking for, right? Now, don't get me wrong, you certainly can eat high calorie foods while trying to lose weight, but it just kind of makes it a lot harder, and I would not recommend it. And this brings me on to the fifth point: what to not eat while trying to lose weight. Now it's common sense. Foods that are high in calories, high processed, high in added sugars, right? So I will skip on that. Let me give you some very important tips for not eating the bad stuff. Now, first, don't put too much sauces on your meals. Best if you actually cut them out completely or use lower calorie alternatives. Sauces are usually very calorie dense. And the same goes for oils while cooking. Instead of using butter or maybe some vegetable oil, use a cooking spray because it's very low in calories. Now, also the third tip: dairy products, especially cheese or full-fat milk, are very caloric dense. So if you're trying to lose weight, watch out on them. Eat them as least as possible. Next thing is, do not lick the spoon. It sounds kind of silly, but do not lick the spoon, trust me. Whenever you're making yourself peanut butter sandwiches, let's say. Did you know that one teaspoon of peanut butter can have like around 60 calories? That's a lot if you add this up. If you lick the spoon 3 times during the day while preparing yourself food, you just lick the spoon, it counts up to 180 calories. That's kind of a lot for this little amount of food. So by eating a bit here or a bit there whilst preparing yourself something, that's very bad. Try to count every calorie that you consume, right? Always put it in the app, just to make sure, because otherwise you will greatly slow down your progress. And the last tip, it's actually very important. I actually did not scripted it, so I'm just randomly saying it right now. This tip is actually kind of interesting because it is nothing that you would expect, trust me. The tip is start meditating consistently. Meditation is basically a practice where you practice seeing your thoughts as not yourself. So you're just trying to, meditate, you're just trying to relax your whole body. As soon as a thought appears in your mind, you say, this is a thought, this is not me. What that does is, whenever you get a craving for a food, you see chocolate. Shit, I want to eat this chocolate, right? But it is only a thought. It's not me, so I don't have to do this. You see where I'm going? And the more you meditate, the better at it you get. You get better at it over time. Since I've started meditating, I've seen great improvements to my diet. Now online you can find a lot of different meditation practices, but the best is mindful meditation, mindfulness meditation. And finally, exercise. Now notice how this video is not really about building muscle. This video was made for you to lose weight, especially body fat. I have another video about actually building muscle on my channel, and it is called How to Get Jacked as a Teen. Yeah, that's the title. So you can watch that video right after you watch this one. Now, to lose weight, best is to exercise daily. Even stuff like walking, swimming, jogging, hiking, bike riding, anything of those things will help you a lot. Even you can hit the gym whenever you actually want to build muscle whilst losing fat. But it's kind of a topic for another video, so subscribe so you won't miss out. I will make a video on that. So building muscle whilst losing fat. Okay, if you're still watching, let me sum up this video. A brief summary of this video. So that's exactly what I would do if I was overweight. So with all of that knowledge, right, your ideal day of eating 2,300 calories a day should look like this. You wake up at 7 or any time you would normally wake up. Now you don't eat for the first 4 to 6 hours upon waking up, besides drinking water. Now during that time you walk to school, you walk to the bus, you go to the job, you do your shit. Anything that needs to get done. Then at around 1 p.m. you break your fast and you eat your breakfast, your first meal of the day. Now best if it was prepared the night before or in the morning. There is some meat, there is maybe some rice or potatoes and some veggies on the side also. Now try your best to keep this meal under 700 calories. Now you don't snack or anything, maybe besides carrots, maybe besides some blueberries, raspberries. Those things are usually 0 calories. So these are pretty good choices if you want to snack on something. Okay, so you do your work, time passes. Now it's time for your next meal 3 hours later. So first meal 1 p.m., second meal 4 p.m. You eat another pre-made meal. It's maybe some sandwiches or maybe some pasta with meat, anything you'd like actually. And it's best if this meal won't exceed 700 calories also. So it's 4 p.m. Now you have around 1400 calories, so 900 more to go. After work or school, you get to your home and you start to do some exercise, even stuff like some push-ups or maybe some jumping jacks. That's your bare minimum, and keep the ceiling low if you're first starting out, because a 1 hour workout would just be too hard for you. So to not make yourself quit so easily, just start very low and then gradually increase the intensity of exercise. The key point is it has to be doable every day. Okay, you've done your exercise, now it's around 7 p.m. It's time for your next meal, the third meal of your day. Now it's your biggest meal. Make it a big meal so you can actually enjoy eating it. It can be anything that you really like, because 900 calories is quite a lot, right? So feast on something you like. End the day with a smile on your face. Just enjoy the meal at the end of the day. So you end your day going to my comment section and saying that I've really helped you, and what else? And that my advice has been very beneficial to you. I'm just kidding, of course, but you can do it if you want. You tell everyone good night, and that's it. That's the whole day, and you've made great progress towards losing weight. Now very soon you will become slim and fit. Now notice how I kind of started this video being all mad, being kind of repulsive, provocative and bad. And now towards the end it's a lot different. It's because it's tough love. At first I have to be hateful, kind of hateful towards you to grab your attention, and now if you're still watching, which I'm very grateful for, you actually can learn from me better. First, I had to make sure to get you to know how important this topic is, and now I got to teach you something new. Now it's time to explain it without any pressure. So stay abnormal fatty and like this video. I really hope I helped you, bro.